Imagine a television studio in Seoul in 1992. A three-man group called Seo Taiji and Boys stands before a panel of stern judges. They perform a song that blends traditional Korean lyrics with American hip-hop and New Jack Swing. The judges are unimpressed, giving him the lowest score of the night. But outside that studio, the youth of South Korea are electrified. In that single moment, the old world of slow ballads was swept away, and the foundation for a global cultural empire was laid. This is the history of K-pop, a story of how a small peninsula turned music into a strategic national export and conquered the world one beat at a time. To understand K-pop, you have to understand the era of the Big Three. In the mid to late 1990s, three men who had seen the success of Seo Taiji founded the companies that would define the industry. SM, JYP, and YG Entertainment. They didn't just sign artists. They built them. They pioneered the trainee system, a rigorous, years-long boot camp where young hopefuls lived together and practiced singing, dancing, and foreign languages for 10 to 15 hours a day. The goal was perfection. The result was the idol. The first generation of K-pop arrived in the late 90s with groups like HOT and SES. They brought synchronized choreography and high-concept fashion to the mainstream, creating a fandom culture that was more intense than anything seen in the West. But the industry had bigger ambitions than just the domestic market. Following the Asian financial crisis, the South Korean government began to invest heavily in the Korean wave, or Hallyu, seeing culture as a way to build soft power and boost the economy. The second generation, emerging in the mid-2000s, took K-pop across borders. Groups like TVXQ and Super Junior conquered Japan, while Big Bang and Girls' Generation became icons across Asia. They refined the hook song, tracks with English phrases and addictive melodies designed to cross language barriers. This was also the era of the solo powerhouse, with artists like BOA and Rain proving that a single performer could fill stadiums from Seoul to Tokyo. Then, in 2012, the internet changed the rules of engagement. A veteran rapper named C uploaded a satirical video called Gangnam Style. It wasn't a typical idol track, but its colorful visuals and horse dance made it the first video in history to reach 1 billion views on YouTube. It was a wake-up call to the world. South Korean music was no longer a regional niche. It was a global contender. As the third generation arrived, the focus shifted to social media and direct fan engagement. In 2013, a small, struggling agency called Big Hit Entertainment debuted a 7-member group called BTS. Unlike many of their predecessors, BTS spoke openly about mental health, the pressures of the education system, and the struggles of youth. They built a massive, borderless community called ARMY. By 2017, they were winning awards in America. And by 2020, they were the first South Korean act to hit #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 with Dynamite. Parallel to this, the world of K-pop girl groups reached new heights of global influence. Blackpink, with their girl crush concept and high fashion aesthetic, became a household name, headlining Coachella and collaborating with the biggest stars in Western pop. They proved that the K-pop formula was universal, blending high-octane hip-hop with flawless performance and global brand appeal. Today, K-pop is a multi-billion-dollar industry that has moved into its fourth and fifth generations. Groups like New Jeans, Stray Kids, and Tomorrow X Together are debuting to instant global success. often reaching the top of the charts in dozens of countries simultaneously. The music has become more experimental, the productions more cinematic, and the fanbases more organized than ever before. But K-pop is more than just a genre of music. It is a masterclass in branding and community. It is the light sticks that turn a stadium into a sea of glowing color. It is the fan chants that turn an audience into a choir. It is a system that produces not just singers, but all-rounders who can act, model, dance, and produce. It is also a testament to South Korea's resilience. In just a few decades, the country went from recovering from war to becoming the cultural trendsetter for the entire planet. K-pop is the sound of a nation finding its voice and refusing to be ignored. The next time you see a K-pop group performing with military precision or see a hashtag trending for a singer's birthday, think back to that 1992 talent show. Think about the trainees in the basement studios, the producers obsessing over a single synth line, and the fans who translated lyrics word by word to understand their idols. K-pop isn't just Korean pop. It is a global language of ambition, hard work, and the belief that a great song can bridge any distance. When you watch a perfectly synchronized dance break, do you see a manufactured product? Or do you see the result of a decade of dedication and the crowning achievement of a new global superpower in music? Thanks for watching.